Like, see, example, we have the watches. Okay, so if you take example of watches, different age group people will like a different type of watches. Okay, like the modern generation, us, we always like the digital watches, and the 50, 40 people will have a chain type watch, and then similar to the above 60 also, they will have a chain type which has old and titan. These company preferred watches only they will use. Okay, but generally the young generation, we also prefer brands like Fastrack and all. Okay, so but digitalization is more important for us. Okay, like that, these designs can be given for the targeted audience also. Okay, and it create a new market niche, like uh, a specific branding or a design which always have a substantial market in the company, and strengthening the brands as well. Like how you said the iPhone, the case of iPhone is registered. Okay, so it creates a brand and it improves the market standardization of the companies. So this is some of the advantages and also the benefits. So in similar way, this industrial design is an in IP right, which gives a company to enhance the marketing strategy, and it attracts the buyers for the company. Okay, and generally it adds a commercial value to the product, so it prevents the others for producing or importing or selling or copying from others. Okay, and as usual, it is an asset to us so that we can sell or license the design. Okay, so now coming to the picture which you see here, it's a Coca-Cola bottle. Okay, so which is just have a look at the designs how they have evolved. So what is the reason that they need to do this particular? Okay, and similarly, if you see the 1899 design, okay, so it looks like something which a glass or was in the uh, something glass or was in the lab. Okay, so just they had make some kind of improvement in this particular thing. And if you see the 1957 shape of the Coca-Cola bottle, okay, so just have the look at the differences. Uh, I'm audible. Am I audible, sir?
Yes,
So
sir.
can anyone? Yeah, fine. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Fine. Now let us go to the next one. So why we need to register? We just have the benefits. Okay. Now, what is the need and what are the criteria for a particular design to be registered? Okay. So the first and foremost criteria for designs is a design must be new, original, and industrially applicable or individually characterized. Okay. So the new means here, an industrial design is new means, okay. So it should be created by original author, and it should no identical or no previously made any article, yeah, come in the market, and it should
Okay.
be original. It should be original, like the author, or it should be created by a new designer or a person. His or own ideas or design. Okay, so the next thing is the individual character, like the overall impression produced by design must differ, which gives an impression from the earlier design. Okay. So now the other essential requirements for the design is, first and foremost is the design should be new and original. That is, it should be created by a new idea or by a new author, which are our own ideas, and it should not copy anywhere else. It should not be disclosed to the public. Earlier, it should not be disclosed to the public like any prior art or publication to publication. So, and it should not be available in the market earlier before going to this design registration. It should be significantly distinguishable from known designs. So already if you have some kind of like if you see in the plates, okay, so if you just closely observe that particular two plates which we take on food in our day-to-day life, see both two plates has a different identity. Okay, so that is a different thing. In the slides also, if you see the glasses, see the two glasses, one is having a conical or hexagonal or octagonal shape, and another glass which have a conical. Both are in the conical shape, but the top portion of both glasses are distinguished, and you can easily identify the glasses which is what. Okay, so this this is one of the criteria. The design should be easily identical and it should not copy from the first glass. Okay, so now let us see, a design should not comprise or contain any scandalous or obscene matter. Okay, so it should be like say, making some designs on Indian logos, national emblems, so some kind of which is national matters. Okay, so those kind of registration or doing some kind of designs on this particular article is not acceptable. Okay, should appeal to the article, and it always a design should appeal to our eye, and there should be no contradictory to the public order or morality. Like example, if you see in the figure, the last one, okay, so a wash basin in the bathroom, it looks very attractive. Okay, the design was very attractive. But if you place some kind of photo there, okay, it's a religion thing that people may not like this. This kind of protection, if you inlay this particular design into those articles, okay, those kind of protection are not acceptable by the design. In similar way, if you see the bottle also there, okay, so I don't know the original monk on that particular thing. Somebody has taken, just put some kind of Baba there, then they name Baba Ramdev Ram. Okay, so such kind of labeling or some changes in those copying that particular design should not be do for this particular design. Okay, so these are some of the criteria and conditions. And here also we have a set of criteria, like under the Design Act itself says some categories are not registerable. Like example, any principle of construction, okay, is not registered because the principle of construction or the method of process of making anything can be registered under patents. Okay, it not come under the design. Any mere mechanical devices like the simple figures which you see down in our day-to-day life, those cannot be registered. Buildings and structures like the tower, okay, the world's highest the highest tower. I don't know, Burj Khalifa, I think, maybe. Okay, so it's an unique style. Okay, but those structures can't be registered as per the according to the Act of the Design Registration. Okay, so in similar way, in the trademarks, okay, like the Apple, BMW, McDee's, okay, so all these trademarks are subject matter of under the not design registration. Okay, so the trademarks under the Act of 1958, they are can't be registered. In similar way, the artistic works under Section 2 of Copyright Act 1957, all the artistic works cannot be go for design registration. Okay, so here we have some of the examples, the branding, LG. Okay, just have a look. Now, these are some of the functional designs. Okay, see, any design is only given for the shape and the appearance of the article. Okay, it doesn't deal with any functional aspect. But we have designs. The key, if you, we always, the key has a shape. The shape acts a functional product here. Okay, so that shape can't be given for any registration. Okay, so like that, in similar way, these are some of the functional designs like the knife, the threading which is given on the pipe, okay, the angle. So all these are day-to-day life which we use in our day-to-day life. So these are, and they have the design itself has a functional activity, okay, to hold like the angular bricks. So it holds some parts there. Okay. So these kind of design these products are not under the category of design protection. If you do some kind of advance over this particular knife, that all those things, it can be gone for design registration. Basically, what I want to say here is design is given only for the appearance of the article, not on the functional aspect of the any article. Okay. Yes, if any functional aspects are there, obviously you can go for the patenting purpose. Right. Now, see, for any product, generally there will be a validity. If you take example of a SIM, if you see earlier days the mobile SIM, okay, so the size was little bigger. Now we come to the small micro, and now we are in the nano size. Okay, why we need to do that? There is many reasons for that, like the economy or the size or the chip size or the data which you feed on that particular thing. So all those matters. Okay, and to do that also you need to design the socket. Okay, so improvement needs to be there. If you convert that particular bigger SIM to the nano SIM, the holder which you design for that particular socket, it should be designed by some kind of designer. Okay, so in similar way, these doing this kind of things, generally we call it as innovations in design. If you see the figure here, maybe the fellow has worked in petrol bunk. Okay, so that's why, because of more passionate, he had created this type of designs in this phone. Okay, so a wash basin which has a tires, petrol pump. Okay, so which attracts, like, it's always attract to us. Okay, now if you see the mobile, okay, it can be bent in multiple shapes, which is a China product. I don't know the name. I just took it from the web to just give a brief more over on this innovations. I'll just have a look at it. Here also, if you see here, I call it as a banana chip because it looks like a banana. Okay, when you peel the banana, the shape appears like this. Some of the innovation that fellow has taken, and they make it share. Okay, so this can be protected, and if you see these kind of innovations, which always attracts the market. And now coming to one more product here, a wardrobe or what we say this, yeah, bookkeeping wardrobe. Okay, it's look like a beer shape. Okay. Can we think like this? Like see, these are the innovations, like the idea of thinking and making difference. Generally, a wardrobe means a square shape. Okay, we doesn't bother about other shape. Now we are coming up with innovative products like this. Okay, so if you just have a look at another pen, it's a magnetic pen. Okay, I use this particular pen in my chamber. Okay, so which is some company has did it. I forgot the name. Okay, so these some kind of innovations. Okay, which always have grabbed the attention of the market. Now let us see some more innovations on this particular. Okay, if you just see the last portion, a teacup, a spoon, and a saucer. Okay, can you feel that whether it is an innovative? I feel that it is a innovative because see what he made. He just put a hole on the handle of the cup and inserted the spoon. Okay, so before, what generally the waiter or in the hotel they do, they take a plate and they serve this tea, and on the saucer with separate spoon and sugar, all those things. See, taking is also a difficulty thing, but here we can handle this particular handle and we can take wherever we need to go. Okay, so this is a design registration which has been created by some person like Joyson Industries. Okay, these are the company Joyson Industries, a Delhi-based company. They had registered this particular design. It is a recent registration. If anybody already has this type of an idea and they had come up with, they can check in the design registration. Okay, so the article name they had given this is cup and spoon set. Okay, so it is under the classification 7. Classification 7. We will deal with the classifications later. Here I have just took a bowl. Okay, like what generally we call bundli. Okay, so why I just took this particular slide is to just give an information. See, anything which can be changed a little, some performance or efficacy added to the product. Okay, it can be gone for any such kind of VIP protection over here. Okay, so what if you just see that, you can say just what he did, just covered the handles with the plastic. Okay, but this Hawkins company has filed the registration for this particular product in 2020. Okay, see, recently they had filed the registration. Of course, this idea was maybe you knowing this. Generally, what we do, we use the cloths to lift the particular bundle with having a oval rings on either sides. Okay, so this company, this fellow has did just he pasted this particular plate, and here if you see that two bowls are there. One open, okay, only holder, and another is a bowl with having a lid on that particular thing. See, both are registered in a different categories. Okay, and both having different registrations. Just a simple innovation or a simple change that you incorporate in a product, it can lead to an additional asset for you. Okay, that's why I just took this, and let us see one more design here. What is that? Can you anyone say what is that? Did you see this type of product in the market? Can anyone unmute and say? Or maybe somebody can chat in the chat box so that I can, the organizer can say that. Have you people see this? Yes. Yes, madam. Madam, sir, I don't know. Did you see this type of this type of article in the market? Have you seen this earlier? Shalini madam, you could help me in this particular thing. Okay. Fine. Madam, can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I am just having a little. Okay. Fine. No. Fine. So if you see this particular thing, okay. So it is very attractive for the age group of below 10 years. Why means? Obviously, if you take a lollipop, generally it will be in the round shape. When we used to buy this particular articles, it will be in the round shape, and the cost of this particular thing is 2 rupees. I don't know what is the cost of this particular thing, but if you just have a look at that particular thing, it resembles a rose. Okay, it resembles a rose. This rose has been taken and they did a product on that particular, and they had gone for registration production. Okay, this the appearance of this article, like the sweet, is registered under the designs, not the product. Okay, so this, like, however, in the beer wardrobe, okay, if you see that, okay, in similar way they had evolved this idea from that, and they had did this particular registration. See, this kind of innovations, and I have also seen some of the local innovations which I generally I took this particular figures with local. If you see the bottle, they had given a two, like, generally a bottle, a cap will be there. Okay, but what they did, they given a threading in the middle of the bottle. Okay, in the mid portion of the bottle, it acts as two purpose. One is for lifting water, and especially if I see this particular bottle, I remember when I used to go for any long ride journey, the problem for the first and foremost problem is petrol problem. Okay, uh, of course we go by towing the bike and we took the petrol, and for putting petrol into the tank there is a issue. Okay, so we can't able to do 100% perfect, some kind of leakage will be there. But this kind of bottle can serve in both aspects, like it can be served as a funnel as well as a bottle also. Okay, just see the concept of innovation, how the market has developed. If you keep two bottles like this bottle and another the normal drinking water bottle, which bottle you prefer? Generally prefer this. Why? Because some kind of attraction towards this particular bottle. Like another innovation, okay, a simple innovation, okay, which it was one of my friend did this particular innovation. See here, you have a bottle which is half cut. Okay, so it was placed. Generally, I mean, somebody can think of what kind of situation where this innovation is evolved. Okay, so if you are good at that, then generally, I mean, obviously, you would get the point. Okay, fine. See, the problem here is to serve the water. Okay, to stand this particular water. So what my colleague did this is, he was just observing, and then he simply took 5 caps. He just added the gum. Okay, so he placed the horizontal. If you see the structure there, you can identify what he did. Okay, so it's a simple innovation. Okay, so just a different shape on the bottle can also may lead to go for registration. Okay, so this kind of innovations we need to come up. Now, let us even in this pandemic situation, KCST has also developed, myself and my colleague Mr. Vivek, and under the guidance of Mr. Hemant Kumar, our executive secretary, we had come up with some innovations like designing this particular wall-mounted pedal sanitizers. Of course, sanitizers is a simple thing that generally available in the market, but this wall mounting, which was a little attractive for me, So we did in a different way, and we are on the process of filing some IP on this particular also. Okay. So now coming to the origin of this design registration. Okay. See, the first design registration has been uh, conveyed in the Paris Convention Treaty by the worldwide. Okay. So earlier it was industrial property protection designs. So we call it as industrial property design protection. So after this Paris Convention Treaty in 1883, many countries have agreed to form an association of industrial designs. Okay. So then they had come up with this Hague Agreement and Geneva Act, and come up with the TRIPS Agreement. Okay, so this particularly the Paris Convention Treaty is to accommodate all countries to form a single group. Okay, so after this Geneva Act and this Hague Agreement specially given emphasize to file a single application in all the countries. Okay, so for generally, if you want protection in any other country, you have to file separately. But under this Geneva and Hague Agreement, just a single application in the WIPO like PCT, if you file, okay. So with respective countries who are signed this particular Hague Agreement, so all the countries can be given this design protection will be there. Okay. So after that, this Locarno classification. This is a international accepted design classification system which was conveyed in 1979 under the Hague Agreement and Fifth Agreement. Okay, so this is a classification which gives details about what classifications and what are the categories will be there. So we will deal in detail in the later stages. In India, if you take this particular Design Act evaluation, earlier we have Patents and Designs Act 1872. Okay, so after that Patents and Designs Act in 1970, Patents Act was deformed, like the Patents Act gone separate and the Designs Act gone separate. So in 1911, so this Patents and Designs Act has been come up with Patents separate and Designs a separate agreement like a separate acts. So in 2000, we evolved with the Designs Act of 2000, which makes all the designs registered is under this act according to the IPR. Okay. So now it is amended many times. Okay, in 2008 it was amended. Recently, amendment was also published in the Design Office. Based upon the recommendations, each year they will revise. Each year, or depend upon the cases, they will go on adding information or changing rules regulations in this particular act. But we basically follows this Designs Act 2000 now. This Designs Act, consisting of total 11 chapters and 48 sections and 4 schedules. The total Designs Act consists of 11 chapters, 4 schedules and 48 sections. As usual, the first schedule deals with the fees. The second schedule deals with the forms, what type of forms to be filed. There are roughly about 23 type of forms in the especially in the Designs Act. And the third schedule deals with the classification of goods. Okay, so what classification need to be there and how it is classified. The fourth schedule deals with costs allowable in proceedings of the designs. Okay, so once you file the application, the next process what involved is all can be given or stated in this fourth schedule. Now, who and where can design application filed? As usual, everybody will know we have 5 patent offices in this. Kolkata is the head office for design registration, and all your applications are directed to the controller of patents and designs head Kolkata. And any person, okay, an individual person also can file this application, or also you can take some assistance with the patent agent or some attorney assistance. Okay, so with that you can file, and also you can file as an individual, partnership, or a company or a small entity. You can file this particular design applications. Now coming to the classifications. So we follow the Locarno classification, and earlier we are not part of this a Locarno classification, but we do following this classification system in our IP offices. Okay, so recently in 2019, the September 2019, India agreed for this Locarno classification. And as usual, other three IP conventions are also fine. I just forgot those conventions. You just type Google, you can see the WIPO has agreed for this acceptance of Locarno classification with India. Okay, so now we are a part of this Locarno classification, and in future our databases also will be shared to this WIPO website shortly. Okay. See, under this Locarno classification, we have 31 classifications, like 32 classifications. Okay, so we have 32 classifications. I just highlighted the basic design classification. One is the foodstuffs, household articles, machines applied for food, and the recent one, which the COVID situation, the designs which is 25 building units and construction elements. Classification 24 deals with medical and laboratory equipment, and 22 deals with arms, pyrotechnic articles, articles for hunting, fishing, pest killing, others. See, like this, each category they had filed, we have now 32 classifications. Okay, under these 32 classifications, further it was divided based upon the recommendations, some other classifications. We will just look into those classifications also. The website is www.wipo.int/classification. If you go there, you will find all the classifications. Now, so far I have discussed with you what is design and the conditions, the benefits, need, everything. Okay, and the requirements of a design. Now, let us have a simple discussion with these particular pictures, like what can be registered and what not be registered, and similar conditions. Okay, the first one, I request the participants to kindly answer this particular questions. Okay, so that we will have a discussion, fruitful discussion. Can the first one can go for design registration? Yes or no? The first one can go for design registration. Yes or no?
No.
You can say anything. No. Why, sir? Why? Why it can't go for design registration? You can say anything. If it is correct, yes. Otherwise, we will say why it not or why it should be. Okay. So the first one says it is no. Why?
Remaining 5, yes, sir.
Remaining 5 yes, and
Yes.
the first one is no. Okay, sir, your answer is absolutely correct, because the first one can't go for design registration protection because it is a matter of national pride, and this is a copyright material. If you sketch a Gandhi art, you can protect that particular on your name. Okay, and similarly, if you engrave this particular Gandhi idol in some public places, like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the highest statue in the world now. Okay, so those which related to the national pride. So that's why this can go for copyright, but not gone for design registration. Okay, we have the next second one. Can it go for protection, design protection? The second one. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can it go for design registration protection? The picture which look like a butterfly, okay, or maybe someone can find angel there, angel having the wings, maybe. Okay, okay, fine. Can the second one go for design protection or not? Yes or yes or no? No, madam. Answer is no, right? No, I can't able hear properly. Can anyone chat yes or no?
Participants, kindly mute yourself.
Yeah, you can chat, and madam, you can tell whether what the participant has typed.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, madam, can it go for protection, madam? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. Madam, if you see that, no, I'm just asking, if you see that, as usual, how the Gandhi photo looks, it is also look like that. Okay. So it is a copyright subject matter actually. Okay. But as you said, it can go for protection. Why means this can be inlay on a particular saree. I can make a saree out of this particular picture. I can inlay this design. Okay. So anything which you inlay or if you fabricate more than 50 copies, okay, more than 50 copies, and it is new, it is created by you, then it can go for protection. As you said, this can go for protection subjected to the condition that it should sold a minimum 50 articles, whatever you make for it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thank you, madam. Thank you. I think there was some disturbance. Okay. Fine. Madam, still I'm getting some noise. Can you mute the participant, madam?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you. Fine. If you see the third figure, okay, the third figure which you see here, it's a teapot. Okay, it's a teapot. Okay, fine. Can it go for protection? Teapot. Can it go for protection? Yes or no? Yes or no? The teapot which looking here, can it go for design registration protection or not? Any answers, madam?
Sir, if it is a normal pot, like any other pots which anyone can make, then I
Yeah,
don't think so. But if
yeah.
there is something different or some other inside some other design is there, then it can be.
Yes, madam, absolutely. Madam, this is Shalini, madam, right?
No, sir, Anupama.
Anupama, madam. Madam, yes, absolutely right. Okay, so as usual, the teapot which you said, it can't go for design protection. But the engraving which you make on that particular article, okay, so which makes it attractive and it should be the original one. That is, you yourself made this particular design on that particular part. Okay, so then it can go for protection. Yes, madam. And the fifth one, if you see that, it is generally a new original. Okay, so it obviously can go for protection. And the sixth one, can it go for protection? The biscuit, I see a biscuit there. Can the biscuit go for protection, design protection? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How, madam? How it can be protected, madam?
Sir,
Like
actually,
what is it? Yeah,
different
yeah.
brands have different designs and
Yes,
which is not copied, sir, actually.
yes. Yes, absolutely, madam. If you see this particular biscuit, it is registered by the Britannia company. Okay, so if you see the shape, so the normal biscuits we generally observe here, the Mary or the Crags, whatever the biscuits which we see, always each company has their own kind of identification, like the shape of the biscuit. Okay, so this is the recent one which is filed by Britannia company in 2020. Now it is in the design journal for public. Maybe if anybody has already make such kind of article like the shape of the biscuit, they can sue the company or it will be accepted and it will be go for market. And the fourth figure which you see here, which is always, I think, it's razor. Okay, if you see obviously the figure, it is a new and I hope it's the original and obviously it can go for protection. Okay, so I think almost the participants over here, they had got what is the design and how it be, what is the criteria, and can the design registration. Okay, so now let us go little deeper in design searching. Okay, so whatever product you evolve in your day-to-day life, for protection, it should be qualify certain condition like new novel and industrial application. Okay, so in similar way, you should also find a prior art for that, whether it is already made or not. Okay, so in similar way, there are two websites. We have plenty of websites for design searches also, but we generally prefer only two websites. That is IP India dot design search and another is the WIPO. So if time permits, we will have just a demo on this IP office website how to do this design process. Okay, so this is the WIPO intellectual property design global database. If you just type it in the Google, you will get it, and you just click there, and there you can find the prior art for this particular design. Next, finding out whether any registration is already existed. As usual, in IP offices also, if you are unable to find any design prior art, okay, in the website, you can file a separate application to the IP office with the form 7, 6 and 7, okay, where you can give the information like which company designs you need to identify or you need to see. Then you can file with the respective pieces like 1000, 2000, 4000. File and you can get the prior art, and then you can uh, match according to your registration. Some of the designs which recently I had googled, and I had make a prior art on this particular, because the masks which we see in the market now, colored mask, okay, different type of masks has come up now. Okay, so I was very little curious about how to, I mean, what are the masks that are already registered. So I just did a prior art on that particular thing. So I found few prior arts which has been filed by many academic institutions. Okay, so if you see this particular design number 317896, which is filed in 2019, 20 in 2019, and it is filed under the class 24, subclass 2, which means medical instruments and tools for laboratory instruments use. Okay, so it is published in the Design Journal. It was filed by Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Karnataka. Okay, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, they had filed design registration. Okay, now coming to the further additional marks which I found in the design registry of IP office. This is N95 mask. It look like N95 mask, which is filed by a Korean company in India, not Indian company. A Korean company through PCT has filed this particular design. If you see here, it is under class 29. Okay, earlier it was class 24. It is class 29. Devices and equipment against for accidental prevention. Okay, so the application is Republic of Korea, and this is 3M Innovative Product Company. This is the company which filed here, and here if you see, we have a priority date here. Okay, so I think it's missing here. There will be a priority. This is 2016 is the priority date. Madam was telling us, this is a madam, and Santosh, even Majumdar sir also saying the priority date is very important. Why means the priority date means some invention you did abroad, okay, those abroad fellows need to file an application in India. So there should be a time gap between that particular invention which is filed in those countries and the Indian company. Generally for patent it will be 1 year and designs will be 6 months. Okay, within 6 months or 8 months, okay, within 6 months I think. Okay, within 6 months you have to approach the other countries and you have to file it. Otherwise, anyhow, if you file after 1 year, obviously there will be a prior art, okay, resulting to the patent agent or the prior art fellow who did that, and it is fall under the category of prior art search, and your design registration not be happened. Okay, that is the case. Now, let us see some more designs which has been filed in India by Indian companies. Okay, see this fellow by it's an equipment which is designed for doctors and hospitals. Okay, a Delhi-based company. It is filed by an individual, Mr. G. Deepak Chandra. He is a research scholar. Okay, so he filed an application on it. So now it is under his name, so that he can sell or asset whatever he can do. Okay. Now another design, a similar mask by micro-based technology cross. Okay, so it is filed in 2018 and it is published in 2019. See, there is a 1 year gap. Okay, so 1 year it was gone for all the process and all those things. It is a Taiwan-based company. The priority date is 2018. 2018 to 2018 is the priority date, which means this fellows has filed this registration in the Taiwan in 2018. Then in 2018, 6th month, like only 4 months. Okay, so within 6 months you have to apply. So that's just have a look at the difference between the months. Okay, that's you need to identify here. Okay, yeah, this one. Now, next go to the sum of the prior art. Here, if you see a mask, which is also filed by 3M Innovative Company. okay, which is a US based company. Yeah, here if you see this particular design, it is adjustable baby feeding tablet for hospitals. Okay, so adjustable baby feeding table for hospitals. Okay, so why I have took this particular invention is just to showcase you people like, see, this is filed by a research institute like Kali Sangam Academy of Research Education, which is based in Tamil Nadu. A research institute Jayakuma has filed. So he is an innovator. That is the applicant. Both are the applicant names. Okay, so both have their equal rights. They depend upon their policy, like institutional policy. They may share the royalty in future. Okay, it depends upon their policy. Okay, so just have a look at this. How the shape they had it is, and it was registered. Okay, now coming to the next one. See, if you see the Locarno classification, the first class is foodstuff. Okay, the first class is foodstuff. In that particular foodstuff, we have further 7 classes like bakery products, a separate class, fruits, vegetables, a separate class. Okay, animal foodstuff, a separate class. Like that, you can see the pictures which recently filed for registration of a biscuit. Okay, and some of the few prior art on foodstuff like a scoop with chocolate, a sweet. Just have a look at that sweet. Okay, so it was like samosa. Okay, like brother of samosa, I think. Fine. Just have a look at the candy here. Okay, so which is all this. If you see this particular picture, what I feel is I feel Alphenlibe. Okay, so an Italian company has filed this registration in India. So in 2016 they had filed. Okay, it is under the class foodstuffs, and in 2016 they had filed, and in another 10 years they will have the registration over here. Okay, and here it is filed. Just observe here, OHIM is there. Okay, this OHIM means Harmonization International Market. Okay, so which means this is the earlier name of a company, like not company, the association, European Patent Office. Earlier it was called as OHIM. Okay, so there is harmonization. I just forgot the abbreviation. Sorry. Uh, into after 2016, they had renamed that office into the UP. Sorry, European Patent Office, EP office. Okay, so just to give that clarity, I just taken this slide. Now, coming to the further, just a few prior arts which we generally observe in our day-to-day life. Okay, here a similar another bakery product. See the Cadbury. What I forgot the taglines. Okay, sorry. So this Cadbury is also filed in India. Okay, this is a USA company has filed these Cadbury's chocolate shake in India. Okay, there's a little. I think they had made some kind of changes over here, the shape of the Cadbury, and they had filed, and now it is under the design journal. Okay, it is published, and the chips, finger chips. Recently, I was seeing this type of shape in the advertisements. Recent one. Okay, so it is filed by Britannia Industries. It is in the Bengal. Okay, so the Bengal-based company has filed this particular design. Okay. Now, and a similar simple prior arts on this particular designs. See a class, animal foodstuffs. A company called the Mars Incorporation is a leading company in doing this food business of animal products. All these shapes which filed in India on behalf of their company in India. Okay, so this is the class 7. Under class 7, we have further 8 classifications like China glasswares, dishes, and other articles are under class A. Cooking appliances, utensils, all these under registration. If you see the jug and mug here, those are registered by some companies. Okay, so I took the from the pair. Okay, so in similar way, if you see here, one of the interesting factor here, you just look at the stove. Okay, it is developed by CSIR and Council for Scientific Research and Industrial Research. Okay, so recently they had filed a registration for this particular design. You see, it attracts, and the shape, some efficacy also they did, and they had filed, and now it is protected. And if you want this, if you design, you want to take the permission now. Okay. So, and similar way, the cookers. Okay. So usually the top portion of the cookers will be oval, but it looks like a round one. That's what a simple changes that may made here, and they had registered this particular uh, cooker. Okay, and it is Prestige Limited, TTK Prestige Limited, and a Bangalore based company has filed the registration for this cookers. Okay, yes. Now coming, just have a look at obviously what spoons you see in the market. So next generation spoons these are. Okay, so electric spoons, electric knives. Okay, all these are registered now. It is all in the desires journal. Maybe soon you will receive this market products in the market. Okay, so just have a look at it. And the last two equipments like 320190, the electric knives, which was registered here. So this is filed by an engineering college in Tamil Nadu. Okay, they had filed for the registration of this particular. Yeah. So similarly, class 31 deals with the machines, appliances. Okay. So you have number of machines. I think if you see 30925, that's a CS, this one, Mysore, which one? CFTR filed for production for this particular deal. Okay. Yeah. Now, so we had also gone through the prior art of designs. Now, suppose example, now I have a design based. Okay, so if you take a mechanical person, okay, so what I took is I took generally a pattern of a tire. Okay, fine. In my C automotive club, I had come up with a variety of tire which can climb the hill easily. Okay, so the shapes. Okay, so that design I had found out. Now I have to register that particular design. So the first and foremost thing you have to do is do a similar prior art, whether to identify whether it is already available or not in the market. First thing. Now after prior art, so you find that if you find no prior art is available, then you can go for design registration. See, coming to the registration, first you have to do is drafting the application. You have to draft the application. After drafting, you have to submit it to the patent office. Like Kolkata, you have to submit, and then it will go for examination, a preliminary examination, where the examiner finds any already prior art or any objection to that particular design, which it is uh, uh, not clarify or consider the conditions which is under the Design Registration Act, then a notice given to you for the redesigning or the substantive examinations for this design. So after this, okay, so there will be a further examination will be there. So if your all questions are answered, like if you given a proper justification for your design, then it is accepted by the patent office. Then your design registration is uh, registered and it is published in the design journal. Okay, so after design journal publication, it will be open for the public. So as usual, the patents, okay, once you file the patent, after 18 months it is published. Okay, whether if you agree or disagree, it will publish after 18 months. Okay, but in these designs, there is a separate case, like after registration of your design only it will be published in a design journal. Okay, there will no earlier advertisement will be given for this designs. Okay, so once it is registered, then it is published, then only it will be in the public domain for 1 year. If anybody seizes or if anybody needs to apply any infringement or sue against them, then they can go for the court. Okay, then the trials will go on. And this can be the registration process. As usual, I said drafting the application, which is, that is a form 1. 4 copies need to be submitted. Either 1000, 2000 is the fees. Then the examination of control delivery takes place. Any recommendations or resubmissions will be there. It will be clarified to the examiner. And third is a grant of certificate. Once it is granted, then after that, okay, once 10 years is over, then there will be renewal of or extension of your application. Okay, so once the registration is done, 10 years, further extension if you need, you can go for another 5 more years. And suppose if some cases you may file to register this particular design. Okay, so there is a renewal time is also there with a separate fees and forms. You have to renew your design registration. Okay? Yes. Now, the drafting the application is one of the important specifications that generally generally you don't bother, you just design the application. Okay, the patent agents or the attorneys, okay, they can take over this particular drafting the application also. In the form one, if you see, this is a template, model template I am showing here. This is, here is a teapot. Okay, so where you have to give all the details like your name, okay, the pictures of this particular design in different angles like top, side view, all these perspective views you have to give, and you have to emphasize that this design is so and so with this shape appearance, and it has been a individual article mode. Okay, so it is being made by myself, like that. Some authentication you need to do, and you have to sign the application, then you have to submit. Okay, so a similar the sources, if you just click that particular manual design practice and procedures, their details will be given how to draft this application. So this is an Indian application. Okay, so now we will go to a reciprocatory application, which means a foreign company has filed application in India, or a foreign application like the WIPO, all those things. So that we called as, there is two type of application. One is ordinary, another is a reciprocity application. Okay, ordinary is generally what we file individually in the country, and reciprocity application is the application which we file abroad. Okay, so here if you see the particular figure, okay, so to more understanding, see how description you need to justify this particular design. So this is a design registration number which is given 267. It is filed in 2008, and it was published in 2009 under the product food cutter with food holder, food cutter and food holder. Okay, so the Locarno classification is 7, and the inventor is some by Julian, a name as they had given. Now, description of the invention. So you have to describe your invention. Okay, so description of the characters. Okay, so here each view you have to clarify. Like the figure one is a perspective view of food cutter with food holder and showing minute design. So figure 2 is a top view of the food cutter with food holder, like that. So what are the figures and the appearance it look like? So all this kind of structures we need to explain about the figures, and then you have to file the registration. So this is how the drafting the application is there. So I have taken one Indian and foreign application for your reference. Similarly, the fees and forms here. One is 6 month, the form 1 application drafting, application for extension for filing. Okay, 18, form 18. So any complaints reply you have to give within 6 months. Application to the restoration of lab design, form 4. Petition for cancellation of designs, form 8. Okay. So furthermore forms are there that you can see it later. So cancellation of designs. See, you can, once it is published in the design journal, okay, so it is now under consideration for the public whether if the designs published has any infringement cases or not. And if you feel that okay, this design is copied, then you can file a suit against them, and with giving the background of your invention, that who are owning that particular design, or this is an infringement design, or this is new and it is not sorry, this is not new and not original. So the clauses like the recommendations which are there, you can give, and you can do the cancellation of your design, or you can apply for cancellation of any design. A similar way, the civil remedies will be taken. Okay, so the an injection like the infringement cases will be there, and the design damages will be there. Okay, so they will and article infringements will be there. Recently, I had seen a helmet, Delhi High Court, I think. Okay, so for to copy a design of a helmet, they had filed approximately 2 crore penalty. Okay, so the court has filed, and in similar way, the sometimes what will happen, even the petitioner, like I had filed a case in the court, like somebody has copied my design, but the defendant argue, and he certain cases he may win. Okay, so that cases also happened. In similar, if you take the Bharat and the Gopal Glass case, okay, the Bharat Glass company has filed a case against this Gopal Glass company for infringing a glass sheet preparation method. Okay, glass sheet appearance. Okay, so here, but after all these trials, okay, the Bharat Glass which filed the petition for that particular thing. At last, they had also penalized for 50,000 rupees because the designs which they had produced, which is not original. Okay, later the court decide like that. So these are some of the court cases, and here this is the design registration how it looks. Just have a look at it. Now here we will deal with two case studies here. These designs. So this is a company where the Reckitt and Coleman Industries versus Renkit Industries. An infringement suit was filed against Renkit Industries by the RCI, saying that the design of the bottle cap of the Harpic, okay, so which was copied by the accused and they had marketed in the market. So this, if you see in similar way, we can see all the variety of bottles which having this particular design. Okay, if you see that, but what was actually happened? So earlier I was telling you that the design can given only for the shape, not on the functional aspect. Okay, but here the argument was that, see, the design which the Harpic bottle cap designed and the design which the other company, the Renkit Industries, evolved, the placing a nozzle in a particular degree, the 45 angle degree which they had placed, which is which is a functional aspect of a subject matter. Okay, it is a functional of a subject matter. How means? So anything which generally, if you observe the general principle, anything you throw with the angle of 45-degree, it reaches to the larger distances. Okay, the velocity increases like this. So that consideration has been taken into account in this particular case, and the court said, okay, it's a purely a subject matter. The shape which they had given to that Harpic bottle, okay, so it is on, it is a subject matter of functional subject, so that there is no infringement at all. Anybody can do this type of designs, and the court rejected this petition. Okay, so now coming to the next case study, a simple case study and a successful case study. We can say he is a Baba Ramdev of Indian history. Okay, yes, yeah, okay. So here, my audio is audible. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's audible.
Fine, madam. Thank you. Yeah. This is a case study. See, this is this person named called Hendy Sinto, a founder and CEO of KABAB Turkey Baba Rafi, a company called KABAB Turkey Baba Rafi. See, he was started with a single cart, and now he is owning 1,300 employees and more than 2,000 outlets in more than 9 countries like Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia. Is doing this business, and some he is now he become a millionaire now, and he is challenging all the big companies like McDonald's, Starbucks, Pizza Hut. So all these companies are, he is challenged to them. This is a trademark of that particular company, the world's biggest kebab chain. Okay, the kebab Baba, the kebab Turkey Baba Rafi. Okay, so just have a look at the trademarks which had filed. Okay, so but the actual design what they had evolved in this particular case is, see, while doing serving the meat or bread or cheese which they used to give it to the people, okay, to the wrapping system which they have developed, okay, or there is always a issue if you ate that particular product like the sweet dish what the dish what they give, sometimes with the wrapper along itself we used to eat, like people used to eat. In similar, if you in the childhood days, if you observe properly, even nowadays also, sometimes we eat chocolate along with the wrap. We don't care about the wrapper. Okay? So we used to eat. So in similar way, it was an issue with that particular company. So what they had evolved is they had come up with a new system of packaging device, like packaging cardboard packaging, where easily you can insert the meat dish into that, and you can remove it, and there is not at all any such kind of messy things which happened in that particular. So if you see that, okay, so this is the design, the yellow color bottle package that they had make. Okay, so even nowadays also you can see generally the Andeka Fanda, I mean what was egg roll or egg roll what we tell. Okay, So sometimes we use with the wrapper also. Okay, nowadays also. So such kind of similar innovations they had come up, and now they make this has attracted the large markets over there. They had registered these designs and the trademarks, and now they had ventured into research, development, financing, branding. So all these ventures they had entered, and they had become successful in 2018 or 7 recently. Okay, so in the sense 1 year back, this fellow has got one of the best innovator and some best sorry, I forgot the award name. Okay, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, they had given to this fellow, and still is running. Okay, so I said similar Baba Dev of our India is like that there. Okay, so this is how, and thank you. And my point of conclusion to you all is, see, this designs registration can be done by any individual, and a common normal people like we also can come up with the important designs. And similar with patents. Okay, so patents also, there is no need to be more innovative. Okay, just an application which solves a problem is more than enough to have a kind of IP over there. Okay, so these innovations, okay, like the innovations which I showed in my slides, the simple innovations can give can interest the people to attract more and to come up with more innovative ideas, and this may lead to us having a startup company. Okay, so to start a company, some kind of EDP will be developed in this particular cases. Okay, so be innovative. Okay, always uh, creative thinking is needed, and for always your intelligence, try to have an IP vision. Okay, so whether it is possible or not, that's the secondary issue, but at least you should be thinking a direction, as we are professors and research fellows, that we do many research in our research labs. Okay, so some kind of other products, and even our day-to-day life also we do, especially in agriculture. Okay, so especially in the cookery, like cooking articles. Okay, so there are a lot of areas where people can think and do this particular designs. Okay, so with this I conclude my session. Okay, so if the organizers permit me, I can show you how to do the prior art search, and if any questions are there, kindly ask now. Yeah, now it's open for questions.
Participants, any queries?
Yeah, no queries, I think, madam.
Yes.
Because how should it be? Because it's a festival time. You had organized this program in festival time, so it was little confusion to them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Madam, can I show the prior art search for the people? If they are interested, I can show you how to do the prior art. It may take 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah. See, if you go to the IP website, okay, so I'm just sharing my screen. Home tab. Okay. Okay. See, you have to go to ipindia.in.ac. IP India Design Search. So there will be a design search. Okay. So before going to that, let me just give you first IP website. Okay. IP India. So this is the homepage of Indian IP Office. Okay, where you can see the patents, designs, trademarks, GIs. Okay. So here you have public searches. Okay. In this public search, you have to click. So here you can find. Okay. So how to file the patents, all those information here there on online e-filing, all the information is there. So here you have to go to the designs. Okay, public search designs. Okay, example here I will give. See, we have different names: application name, date, number. Okay, so applicant country. So I identify IDC classification, priority date, all those are there. Okay, so I think still the slide is not appeared, the classification slide. Let me go one more time. Yeah, here you have to give date of I'll give just IDC classification. Okay, so I just give IDC classification. Generally, what I do is I'll give 04 classification, 04 or 01. Okay, so then you have to type the captcha here. I think slide is not moving, madam. I
Still,
think there is some.
screen is not visible. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Screen is not visible. Okay, fine. Let me share one more time.
Yes.
Yeah, if you see here, madam, once you click the design search, okay, so here you have to select the field, either application number, date of filing, applicant name, application state, country, name of the article, IDC classification, priority date. Okay, priority country. Can anyone say which article you need to do any prior art? Just tell me any article. I'll just type it here. Name of the article. Any article. Fine. I'll go with mobile. Okay, the first. MOBILE. Okay. So I have typed the mobile. It's 754. Okay. Capture you need to type, then get searches. Yeah. If you see here, I just typed mobile. Okay. So under the classification of mobiles, okay. So I got two prior arts here. Only two registration prior arts I found. If you click that, then the details will come here like this. Okay. So this is a mobile. It is under the classification 14, communication equipment. Okay. The company filed is Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft company has filed. This is a US company has filed this particular design in India. So there is a prior art like 22/10/2015 they had filed this registration. Okay, so this much only the information that you get. You don't get any further information on how they had filed the application. In patents you will get each and every application like the drafting, the application, the attorney, everything, each and every detail you find in the patent. But in designs you won't get such kind of applications details. Okay, you just have this a shape and what are the classification, that's all. No other description upon the figure. Okay, so this is how you have to search. Okay, so I'll just go with another classification. Okay, so I'll go with foodstuffs. Okay, which I okay, fine. I'll go with class 28. Class 28. Okay, IDC class. Just 0, 2, yeah, yes, 3T, 3T. See, no record found. See, under IDC class, I typed 4, 28, class 28, but I have not found any record here. So, which means that no, I mean, generally, there is no class, I mean, no registration has been filed in the class 28. Okay. So, this is how we have to do. Okay, let me check just the same IDC class. Let me give sub classification. Okay. 28 bar 01. Let me check this and we will conclude. Three, Sorry, no 28. Yeah. See, I just typed 28.1. You can see. Okay, so many things had been filed. Just look at the shape of the tablet. Okay, this is a new shape. See, a pharmaceutical tablet. See how the shape has given here. Okay. So this is a company, Denmark company has filed the registration. In 2017 they had filed. Okay. So, and this is here, if you see here, UIPO is there, European Patent Office. This is a European, where the earlier name was OHIM. Okay. So and now they had changed after 2016. So just have a look at it. See, they have different pharmaceutical this one they had used, and here the tablets. What is blister tablet? Some kind of tablet, blister tablet. I don't know which one is this. Mr. Surendra Sarvan from Tamil Nadu has filed this particular design. Okay, so like this, depend upon the classification number, all you can file and you can search. Okay, so if you are want to innovate or design some kind of an article, you can type that name and you can have a prior art, then you can come up with a new innovation. So that's what I need to tell, and I conclude here. And thanks for giving the opportunity to share my thoughts on this particular designs to with you all. Thank you one and all. Yes. If any questions are there, kindly please ask.
Uh, any queries regarding this? So, fine, sir.
Okay. Okay. No queries. Yes, madam. Thank you. No queries. Yes. People are
Sir,
busy. Hurry. Yes.
yes, sir.
Tell madam.
The session was very informative, sir,
Yes,
where we
madam.
clearly came to know about what kind of designs can be registered with lots of examples, which gave very effective takeaway information to us. And I take this opportunity to thank you, sir, on behalf of management, principal, and faculty members of ATME College of Engineering. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for associating with KCST.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
hope to see furthermore collaboration with your institute regarding this particular workshops and all those things. And if you take some kind of interest in having an IP cell in your institute, it will be very much appreciated by us. Kindly look into that matter and future the evidences. And madam, one small request. Kodandram sir has requested us to have a demo. Can we make that for 5 minutes? Kodandram sir, are you there?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, just give a minute. I'll just call him. I'll just call to sir, and I will. He needs to do just a simple demo, and then we will conclude in another.